P collab, man. Oakland Vallejo, the Bay Area, stand up. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said, okay, we all should play. Hot potato, whoever got the hottest vibe. Challenge accepted, it's me, Hamza. Like creative players on hunters, no less. The lines in your forehead just told me you stressing. Got G-O-D on me side, ooh, he blessed me. All these lies they tell it's a vaccine. They're acting it's so bad like it's wrestling. Keep my circle so small, it's insane. If you made the cut, then you're part of my team. Just like bowling at prank, all strikes don't gutter. Attracted to the mind, but I like mine's hooder. She gotta have a pretty face too.
Hello, welcome back. If you are not new here, we are here to go over Love HipHop Miami. James, are you ready?
I am ready. Of course, I'm always ready.
Oh, Lord, thank you for being here, too. It means the world. Oh, Lord, these are very pink, these little blocks. I'll change that later. Anywho, welcome to the channel, you guys. I'm a bit frazzled. I've had a lot going on today, but all good things, all good news. So we are going to go over the episode Get Out, which I understand why the episode was titled this way, because every single person that came on the screen, every single person at some point, I was like, okay, go away from me with this. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to deal with that.
All of them.
Every
single last one of them.
But especially Flo.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, and that's where we're going to start today, because the show did slightly open with her. So we see Flo and her fake girlfriend Claudia meet up, and Claudia is still upset after all of the drama with Flo and her sister and her family. For those who are unsure, this is Flo's first same-sex relationship. I am using air quotes to insult Flo, not people, actual members of the LGBTQ community. But she's been in this relationship with this woman. Her family's traditionally Haitian, where they other cultures are not where America is. So they are not as open to same-sex relationships, not in the slightest. Her mom's upset about the relationship. Gael's upset because Gael doesn't like her. Gael doesn't like anybody.
Don't like nobody. And so ironic, because, man, with everything you did, she shouldn't like you either.
Thank you. And for those who don't know, Gael, who is Flo's blood sister, decided to sleep with her husband. Now, I believe the man is always at fault, yes. But when it comes down to my closest of people, one best friend and any family members, listen, you hold them accountable too, because they knew what that would do, and how that would hurt you.
Here's the thing. This is why I hold her accountable, because I'm sure Flo has cried to her when he did it before he started cheating with Gael. So I kind of feel like if you heard my tears or saw my tears, helped me when I cried, and talked me out of whatever stoop I was in, you gonna sit up there and do the exact same shit that I was just crying over and being all upset with you and everything. That's how I look at it. From my perspective. If I've cried to you over something and then you do with the person I'm crying over, no, I'm holding you accountable for that. I'm not saying that Marlon gets off scot-free, because he doesn't. But the problem that I have with is that there's a bond between sisters that should never be broken. And there's boundaries that should never be crossed. And this definitely crossed all boundaries.
It did. It definitely did. We're going to get more into Marlon and Flo shortly. For this little scene, Flo and Claudia make up, which I immediately knew was bullshit. I want to know how much Claudia is being paid for all of this.
I do too. Because there's no way I'm looking at this relationship and thinking that it is real. And I told y'all from the jump, before the beginning, as soon as this even came out, I was like, nah, I don't bit more believe this shit. Then I believe that wig on her head.
Well, damn. All right. Well, and I'm tired of Claudia's wigs and flows. We will get into that later, because we will have quite a chuckle. So moving it along, we did see another scene I'm not wasting time on. Trina's on the road with her man. She says she's so in love, and we should know it because she's on the road with her man. Congratulations. I hope it works out. Is there anything you'd like to add, my
Nope.
lovely host?
We can move on.
We are going to agree to move on. That's how little fuck I gave about that. Moving it along, we this see Shay, Miss Bucky, good old Bucky from Flavor of Love 2, a contender but not a winner. But she as last time we saw her, she found out that the child that she was growing inside of her, she was pregnant and she was keeping it a secret from everyone. And she found out that the baby does not have a heartbeat. Unfortunately, the baby is not going to survive. So this is considered a miscarriage. She is no longer pregnant. She had fibroids that contributed to this. And anyone who's watched Shay on this show or follows her regularly on social media knows that she has struggled with fibroids. And we could kind of understand Bucky being pregnant the first time because honestly, I was surprised and we thought she'd have fertility issues. The second time, I know some people online are like, well, I guess just get it done since you don't know if you'll have another one. Regardless of what's going on, I think we should be respectful to the fact that she did have a miscarriage. So we listen, I know some of it she didn't explain and it had us looking at her sideways, but after she explained it, she did post something to Instagram detailing it, a procedure that I am familiar with and that I know usually you only know about if you've had a miscarriage or hemorrhage or anything crazy like that. So I'm glad that she is okay in all of those things. But she has her procedure to remove the tissue from her uterus and the baby. Sometimes your body can't do that on its own. Basically, she says now that she wishes she could keep the baby. And here's why I'm gonna call bullshit. How you crying talking about you hope you can keep this child? When not too long ago, when you first revealed to be pregnant, you said you don't even know if you want to keep the baby. And then a couple episodes later, while still under the interpretation that you are growing in life, you decide to fix yourself to try and physically assault and fight Eliza Reign while pregnant.
It was like, Bucky, make it make sense because it's not.
It's even
I am confused.
New to
like
fight for her pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
If Rock can figure it out, then any of us can. So
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, James.
I don't have much to say. It's because the problem is that the only reason why I felt like she wanted to keep this baby is because the baby daddy probably told her to keep the baby. And the fact that the baby did not survive, that's why she really wished she could have it. See, a lot of the times, these women want these kids to still have some sort of attachment to this man. They feel like having these babies, these men are going to finally step up. I don't know how many times you women fall for this shit and it never works out. Like, it just does not. And it's very sad to watch her go through this. I know of a young lady who also went through actually have two different situations of miscarriages that were just, out of the blue. One actually happened in the bathtub, and then the other one actually same situation and circumstances. And I honestly feel like, the height of her hormones in the heat of the moment, her being stressed out, her being overly emotional, then her being angry. I honestly feel like, that could cause a lot of damage, especially and she's older, y'all. Y'all have to keep that in mind as well.
Yeah,
she shouldn't have been doing all that.
Shay, we've said this on our recap. Shay doesn't act her age. She's acting a fool. But we have to remember when she was on Flavor of Love, she wasn't 18, 19, 21. She was at least halfway to 30. That was 20 years ago now. So if she was 20 something now, that means she's damn near 50. So we're not age.
How old is Bucky? I'm actually curious. How old is can't hear you. Hold on. Child. Can't hear. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. Oh, let me Google Bucky. See how old she is. Keep going now. I'm just going to, because I'm
because
curious now. I don't know. This girl she got to be 40 at least, at the very least.
You should at the very least be 40.
At the very least.
At that big age, she should be making better choices. We then see Shay saying to her mom in the car, she's like, well, Fabo's going to show up. He's at the airport, but he don't know what's going on. I think that's selfish. I feel like if you make a child, you can't do it by yourself. And while it's your body, while I understand that you're struggling emotionally, while people may not feel he's the greatest dad, here's my thing. He participated too. He at least has a right to know what's going on. he may not have the right to make the decision on what she does with her body, and his opinion may not be warranted, but he has a right to know that a child that he thought was on the way into the world is no longer, unfortunately, no longer going to survive. So I didn't understand why she hadn't told him. How old is she?
She's 40.
Okay, yeah. So that's probably contributing to some of
So
her.
that means that she was 20, maybe going on 21, 22 when she was on Flavor of Love. So
she's too old for this behavior.
and you had no business being on that the other TV show either. With that old ass man doing that nasty ass shit we had to witness. She is just all of them. All of the Flavor of Love girls is too young for that. But the problem that I have with her, and I'm gonna say this, and we gonna let this go. I want her to go into therapy, listen, acknowledge, hear, internalize, and then compartmentalize when and where that applies. You need to be in somebody's therapy office. And if they tell you you need to be held accountable for behaviors that exhibit on TV, then you need to be accountable for the behaviors that exhibit on TV, because only you can do it. And only you can allow people to make you look like this. So I'm tired of her. I really want her to stop. I really want her to get off reality TV.
Well,
She can get her little YouTube channel or something and in day-to-day life. I wouldn't mind that. But get off reality TV if this is what you're going to be doing.
Well, Shay's going to stress us out a little bit throughout the episode because
yeah, I know.
Her baby daddy. We didn't see Fabo arrive from the airport. He arrives late, which we cannot fault him for because he was not told any information. He was not told timelines. He was just told to get there, and he got there. And I'm sure Shay paid for the ticket. So Fabo arrives and sees her mama on the phone talking to her daddy. And, her mom then mentions to Fabo, she lost the baby and that's what she's doing. She's having a procedure. He didn't even know she was having surgery. He does get rude with her mom and say when she asked, like, well, where you been? Which is just how especially older Southern folk talk. My family done asked that of my husband when he went to eat after a doctor told him while I was in surgery, go eat something, please. I guess the staff was worried about him because he was hella worried. And my family showed up in between the time he was gone. And my mama said the same thing. She said, well, where the hell you been? So she sure did, James. I actually had to put my mama out the hospital, y'all, because she did way too much. And she was in disbelief. She did way too much. I said, no, wait a minute. Because I found out he was my husband worries for me, which is normal, but she didn't have to come at him like that. The man is worried as shit. His wife's in surgery. They had to make him eat. And here come Amina's mama. Where the hell you been, Negro? I said, oh my God. Something's wrong with my mama.
Where the hell you been, Nick? Oh,
yes.
oh,
yes.
oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, damn. It got to be why I got to be all of that. But okay.
That lady has to be insane considering me. And I'm the mild version. So, yeah. Anywho,
no, I get it, but yeah.
Lord help us. So, Shay's mom asked him a question. She didn't even ask it real rude. You could tell she's like, I'm not falling into your shit. You're not about to bully me no more. But she still tried to be somewhat respectful. But he told her it's not her concern where he been. And, luckily they didn't get into it too bad, but they got into it. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to come back to it because we're going to have to discuss some more later down the episode. But the reason he still disrespected her mother, for those who are curious, like, oh, she went off. What you young ladies especially need to understand. Hey, Naya.
You're not late. We just getting into it.
We just getting started. With Shay and what a lot of young women need to understand, like young ones, stop worrying about trends and thinking, oh, I cussed him out good. He gonna learn. Men don't care about you running your fucking mouth. If they're not getting cussed out by you, they get cussed out by their mama, their boss, somebody who's a woman in their life. They don't care about that. Yelling at a man is not going to suddenly ship him in the shape. He's not a child. He's supposed to be her equal, but he is an adult. So Shay cussing him out, being mad while still hopping in the Tesla that's allegedly taken from the other baby mama does not mean that Fabo's going to stop disrespecting her mama. And it could have meant that, but here's where she fucked up. She took him right back. And now he's allowed to be in Milwaukee doing God knows what while coming around to Miami when she feels like seeing him. I feel like they had some sort of weird arrangement, but how that man treats his elders or how a person treats their elders, in my opinion, is going to tell you a lot about how they'll treat you. Elders are, you know, you should respect your elders. He don't respect his elders. So I don't really like Fabo, but at the same time, Shay,
I know that's right, Naya.
she cussed him out and took him right back. It's not going to do anything. She says cussing empowers the toxicity. Yep, pretty much.
Absolutely. And the problem, and also the problem is a lot of these men are angry.
Mhm.
And most of the times it's at their mamas. I'm willing to bet that he has mama issues. And that's why he could go up to another black woman and yell and cuss at her. It's right because he has mama issues. A lot of these men have mama issues and they feel the need to either disrespect or dishonor black women. My mama always taught me, when you see a black woman, you see me. If you ain't gonna, if you're not gonna say it to me, you damn sure ain't gonna say it to her. That is how my mom raised me. So when it comes to my elder black women, especially, I handle them as if I'm handling my mother. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to let them disrespect me.
Absolutely.
But I also have boundaries and I make it very clear. I'm here to respect and honor you, black woman. I see you, I see my mother. But don't get it twisted. You disrespect me, then I'm going to walk away from you. I'm not going to cuss you. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to walk away from you and you'll probably never see me again.
Yeah, I really think her mom just needs to stop engaging with him and let Shay go through what she go through, and step aside. When Shay, I know it's hard, but when she wants you to see the grandbaby or want to be around family, let her be around. And when she talks about stuff and y'all don't have too much of a response or, set your boundaries, you could be around, he can't. Don't argue, don't say nothing, just keep putting out of your space. That's what I would do. But, her mom's trying, but I just don't think Shay is there. Moving along.
No.
Hot Topic and Joy meet up. Joy, I don't know why you're still here, Joy. I don't know. I don't want to see Joy on my TV screen unless y'all following her to a courthouse, to a meeting with an attorney discussing paperwork and documents in a case that has actually been filed. Okay, I don't want to see nothing else from Joy. I'm bored of Joy. Let me catch this comment from Naya Green. Boundaries are very important. I hate when it's confused with disrespect. Usually the people who are violating your boundaries with disrespect, that's why they confuse it with that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You're supposed to just comply without no regards. You're just supposed to be blind, loyal to whomever can just pip and prod you and just poke you and everything like that. And that's where this generation is trying to reestablish the new. Just because you've been on earth longer does not mean you know everything. So that's kind of where we're trying to find a medium. And I think this generation is doing a great job as far as creating the steps. I feel like we need to take a few of them back because I think we're going overboard with it. But no, we definitely need to start holding the elders a little bit more accountable with how they see us, because a lot of them can't see us beyond children.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we need to kind of reestablish. No, we're adults. We get treated the same way you do in life. It's no different.
Yeah, it's a perspective thing, but either way, Fabo, I know he probably does.
No. See what needs to happen when you raise up on her again. She need to get to tasing and get the one that shoot out. That way, and turn that. And turn that motherfucker all the way up. I promise you. That's what she needs to start doing. Because I'm sorry, there's no way. Absolutely, you're not finna chest up at me. Sorry, you're not finna do it. It's not gonna happen like that.
I'm not mad at it. I'm cracking up though. He said, "Tase that ass." You did what to my mama, bitch?
Okay, start tasing that and turn that motherfucker all the way up to the highest setting.
To the
highest setting, because he could take a tase. So the highest setting you got.
You know what? I can move on. Hot Topic and Joy meet up. We don't care for Joy too much. We just want to see her divorce trick, but we know that's not gonna happen. But for some reason, they meet up and they discuss what happened with Flo and Gael. Now, Flo and Gael, for those who may not have seen the previous episode, went to an event that Hot Topic and a lot of label people were at. I believe it was Bobby's birthday.
Yeah.
They passed out flyers of Moosey, aka Hot Topics, previous mugshot. Yes, it was from 10 years ago, saying that she's a fraud, as Gael says. And I guess they discuss it in Hot Topic says basically someone who knows Flo, who is mad at Flo right now, who's close to her, brought her tea and said that Flo is broke and missing payments on her building where she has her, I guess, her beauty bar. She also said her music is suffering and that she wants her revenge. I'm not going to get into this too much, but I am going to say, Hot Topic, you are definitely not the hot topic. If your entire scene, the whole time that you've been on the show, scene after scene has been to down. You don't call it the big girl at the BBW event, fat as fuck. Told her she needed gastric bypass. Talked about Gael. You had something to say about Zoe a couple times. So I don't like what Gael does. I also don't judge people for a past. Hell, I have a past. But at the same time, I just don't feel sorry for anyone involved. If that makes sense.
I don't either. They all of them moral compasses can go straight to hell because I don't. At the end of the day, we know. I feel like there is some truth to that shit she has about Flo. I do believe that. That's why she on Love and Hip Hop Miami with this fake ass storyline to make sure she continues to get this check. You're not pulling the wool over my eyes. I can see very well, but I also feel like there's some bullshit with Hot Topic and them fraud claims as well. To me, this looked like women that went to high school with each other and was fighting over the same man. He ended up taking Gael to prom instead of Topic. That's what it looked like to me.
That's probably what's going on because James said something to me when we were just having our personal little text threads about the little shows. He said, "You know what, friend? Miami is small about something." I'm like, well, think of it this way: if Miami's small, then that means there's a limited number of schools and stuff, child. So they probably did in some way all know each other or see each other coming up. Either way, I think the whole beef is stupid. I'm not quite understanding why Gael has the beef, and that's my issue with Gael. She's funny as hell, but at the same time, it gets tiring when you're always having a problem with somebody, and we don't even ever get to see how things went south or nothing. You're just saying, I don't like her. She's a fraud. And she says that about everybody, it seems. So I don't know, but we're going to move on because as someone
it makes me like I'm like Dr. Heavily at this point, fraud. Okay, man. I mean, you should know. I'm just saying, y'all like you said, you ought to know when you see it, don't you? I'm just saying, because Lord Jesus, that lady knows she crazy. So I just can't. I just can't with Gael. I just can't. But the shit be funny. But yeah, I agree.
She's funny. Apologies for Yana and all of y'all's ears. Tired. We're old. We're tired. Shit. Anywho, Bobby and Amara La Negra are rehearsing for a movie. She did have that movie Fall Girls years ago. I think I tried to watch it and fell asleep. And that is not shade. I was tired when I turned it on and just never came back to it years later.
Oh, you never watched it again after that? No. I didn't know she was even in the movie. I didn't even know that. So I'm going to have to check it out.
Yes. I tried to watch it. It was okay. It wasn't bad. But I was tired that day. But they're rehearsing because I guess Bobby is trying to get and has a role in a film. He says he wants to change his image and how his reputation is. He's tired of being typecasted as gay and messy. He's like, my reputation's following me. Bobby, let me tell y'all something. Y'all love to watch. People love to watch reality TV, myself included. But now we've got these crazy networks like Zeus, and Now That's TV is one I have a friend who watches, and it's something wrong with anybody who look at people just fighting and hollering for an hour straight, in my opinion. But this is a good example of, it follows them. At some point, you're going to get too old for stuff like this. And I think Bobby's getting to a point where he wants to secure more stability and be remembered for good things versus BBLs and doing cocaine. I'm just saying. So it seems like he doesn't want to be typecasted no more. And I'm like, I'm not surprised that you're being typecasted as gay and messy because Bobby Lights is gay and messy. So
I understood what he was saying, but at the same time, this is where y'all shoot yourselves in the foot. This is where y'all shoot yourself in the foot, because you could have came on here all about your endeavors, your businesses, and marketing yourself in a way that even if you were identifiably gay, you have a extreme purpose that's noticeable. This you and that's when and then the same thing can be said about Sukiana as well, when she is talking about how she doesn't want to be seen as the ghetto girl and all this and that. I'm like, well, that's how you should have marketed yourself from the beginning, because what you do is when you're on these TV shows and you know the only way you can continue to be on the show is if you act a fool, then that's all that people are going to know you as. So can he clean up his image? Absolutely. I've seen, if Eve can do it, so can he. But my whole thing with this is that you have to be willing to do the work and leave the areas that bring you back to that, personnel that you don't want to be associated with anymore. So that takes a lot of power to do. So I don't know how he gonna do it, but I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real. Like, a lot of people want to change, but still be in an environment that brings you back down to that element.
That's right. That is right. I think that's a word right there. That's definitely right. He doesn't want to be typecasted. Like James said, he can come out of it, but dude, this is how you are. It's not even fully a typecast. It looks like you may need to improve your acting skills so that they can cast you in other ways, because maybe you're only able to act like yourself and messy also. So that could be a piece of it too. But they do discuss Flo and Gael, Amada and Bobby, because they both have had events separately that Flo and Gael have arrived to and caused chaos at. Amada's event, I believe they got into it with Trina when all started shit with Hot Topic. And then at Bobby's event, they continued the shit that they started by pissing people off, throwing a drink, throwing the little mug shots everywhere. Listen, they say they must be served karma. So we'll see where that goes. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's always tit for tat. What are we in kindergarten? It shouldn't be like that. It just should not be like that. Anywho, moving on, we then see this. We see Marlon. This is Florence's husband, because they have not gotten divorced. She ain't even filed a paper or hired an attorney or even looked on the website to see how to go about it for her county. She ain't done nothing. And we see Marlon go by himself, and this bothered me. Now, remember, Marlon cheated on Flo with her sister Gael. So he pulls up on Gael without Flo because he says he wants his wife back. I want my wife back. I'm like, okay. So he tells Gael that she needs to fix what she fucked up. And when he says that, he's referring to their relationship. I had to watch it again and turn on subtitles because I was like, did I hear this right? This cheating ass motherfucker told Gael that she needs to fix her mistake. You cheated on Flo.
I was just about to say, wait a minute, hold the hell up. Now, not me felt to defend Gael.
Gael's face too. Gael's dumbass just. I'm like,
I was like, the fuck?
They come up with a plan together to expose that Flo and Marlon are still having sex, which is obvious. And they want to do this in order to get rid of Claudia. Let me tell y'all something. Things go crazy in life, yes. But I really don't believe Flo's storyline, because when Amada came forward with her live and her beef with Amada, you told them your relationship was fake, and they'll think that I'm faking, and I've shared the fact that you're the only one who felt the need to say something, Flo. I'm looking at you like maybe your stuff is fake, because it's just.
I was just gonna say,
yeah. And let me tell you this: if I would never stay with a man who slept with anyone in my family, but let's say I was a dingbat like Flo. The one rule and boundary to stay together, that nigga can't go near not damn one of my family members outside of our children or his side. And he can't come around my friends neither, if I'm stupid enough to stay with somebody like that. So the fact that he even decided to pull up on Gael and those two thought that it would be wise to meet privately, when the last time y'all met privately, it came out y'all was sleeping together. It doesn't look realistic. And if it is, please don't. There are other Haitian people who have been on this show who are actually doing things that are positive, such as what is the girl, the Jessie Woo or whatever? There are so many people in that community. I'll just say it. She is. She is. She really is. So it's just a hot mess.
She just, to me, she. I can't even get it out because it was like when they said keep it in the family, they didn't mean penis. Pretty much. That's a good way of putting it, actually. I mean, it's like this shit is so stupid. Like it is so
All I'm
stupid.
gonna say,
I can't even comment on it because I'm
there's
like,
not much we can say. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen on reality TV, and I think Flo and them thought like, oh, this will be weird, and weird means controversial, and controversy means popularity. But I think
right.
they've
And
taken this shit too far.
not only that, it's like I get y'all doing this for a check. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if y'all intended to carry on with this and then look stupid in the end of it. Like I don't know if y'all intended to do that, but if that really was an intention, that y'all will risk looking stupid all for this little bitty ass check. Because I'm telling you, I feel like there's no amount of money worth my self dignity, pride, and
That's right.
also
That's how it should
like
be.
I just don't feel like there's no amount of money worth all that. And the fact that all these three particularly are selling themselves short just to get this little check, it's ridiculous.
I
But
want to tell
that's
you
y'all
this
are.
now. It's too hot and humid in Miami too to do this type of bullshit. Listen, I don't know what the hell. But maybe if y'all was in the Bay Area here in California, shout out to the Bay. Hey y'all, love y'all. Because our weather's not as hot and humid, but I'm just sick of them all. I'm gonna move on for the moment. So the next episode was like, next thing we see is oh, I done lost my little place. There we go. I have my notes, y'all. I had lost my place. We see Shay complete her procedure. She is done with it to come out of surgery. She's holding her eye like a pirate, and it's because she done had an allergic reaction to anesthesia, which people do have sometimes, and it affected her eyesight. Her mom, once they get home, Shay's just in the bed laid out. And her mom's like, me and Fabo had some words, but it wasn't too bad. And she gets upset with her mom and is like, why are you coming to me with this? And on one hand, I understood because it's like, dang, like she just got out of the hospital. But then on the other hand, based on how Fabo is, I feel like she's just trying to get ahead of it. Shay gets into it with her mom when she tries to talk to her about Fabo and the disrespect. And then she throws her mom under the bus by exposing her father for cheating on her mom. She talks about how her mom took him back after he cheated and how she can't judge her because of that. I feel like here's the thing people have to understand. Psychologically, I feel like that was a little bit of emotional and mental abuse on Shay's part to her mom. Even though your parents do stuff to you, her mom did not choose to be cheated on. You know how that feels. So for you to throw that in her face when she's trying to get you away from someone who's similar is not registering. My mom's done some fucked up things, like actual fucked up things to me in life, to where the state has had to step in. Where my siblings, people are in jail, like haven't had the best of childhood, experienced lots of abuse, things like that without getting into it. And I would not say something like that to my mom. I think as women, you don't need to throw like men cheating in another person's face unless it's like you genuinely trying to show them like a pattern to help them get out of or something like that. But I didn't feel she needed to bring that up. It seems like she was trying to embarrass her mom on camera. And I'm like, either you're healed up or not, but I just don't like how Shay did that. Then we see Fabo come in and he's suddenly helpful and say he's gonna take care of things. And after that scene, I'm over Shay. I'm done with it. I don't want your mom to be on this show if you're just gonna consistently disrespect her. It kind of goes to what Naya's saying, dignity is rare in reality TV. I know that was from a previous point, but shit, it applies here too. This is exactly why your mom didn't want you having a second child. The moment this man comes around, he's around for less than 5 minutes, and he's upset her so bad to where she feels the need to talk to you, to you about it, and then your response is to just go off. So I'm tired of it. If Shay doesn't work on herself, and I see people commenting, "You've grown so much," this bitch ain't grown. She's doing the same stuff over and over again in different ways, and I'm over it. So I'm gonna let you comment, James.
I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. And to me, it was like, you're doing this to be funny and to pay your mom back for how she treated you and everything. That I understand. But a part of me feels like, if that's what you saw and if that's what you witnessed, then why would you continuously put yourself in situations where you're never the chosen one? If that's really truly what you saw and what you witnessed. I understand. And no, let me explain something to you. I should say that she probably wasn't aware. I agree with that. She probably wasn't aware maybe the first time or the second time. But this is continuously, she is choosing men that keep her as an extra or a side or not the main person in their life, even in this given situation, because allegedly this man is married. So it's like, so for you to inflict a memory of your father, to poke at your mother with it, it's like, okay, well, you didn't fall far from the tree your damn self, because you're allowing this man.
If you can identify what your mom did and connect it to what you did, then that means you're aware of what you're doing and you just don't care to change it.
And that's my next point.
And that's exactly why she walked off of a Yon list Fix My Life. Because when she got confronted with the shit she needed to change, she wasn't willing to do it. So she left. And that's fine for her if that's how she wants to live her life. But what she doesn't have the right to do is to go off on others and to try and embarrass them and put them through something. And I also don't like that she's the type of family member that'll treat you like shit depending on who they have around. But the moment that person's gone and they need help, suddenly they love you, they call in and they come.
Oh, yeah.
We
had plenty of those in high school. Absolutely.
Listen.
We had plenty of those, y'all. Well, I'm telling you, certain people come around them, they just hee-haw and then poking at you, talking about, oh, look at James, look at what he got on. See, he ain't all that and everything else. But as soon as oh, James, what's the answer to number 13 on Miss Drybrace? Sending them paperwork and everything.
He said,
and it was like, I'm like, oh.
I feel like she's just trying to paint Fabo in a better light so that if she do decide to be with him and all of that, it'll work. But I'm over Shay. I'm going to move on. It's the same shit. I do empathize with her. It does suck to lose a child. Mothers bond with their child even before child comes out of womb. So I understand that. I empathize with her. But if you want to have a successful pregnancy, you already have fibroids and you're considered a geriatric pregnancy. And you're trying to also have a healthy baby going against the laws of karma, then you should de-stress and start to put out what you want to receive back into the world. So that's what I'll say about Shay. Moving it along, we then see Trina again. Let me catch this comment before I get into this bullshit. Poor baby. Let her heal in all the ways she needs because she's lost. I think that's the best way to explain it for Shay.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to be found, which is the crazy part about it. So as much as I would like to, wish her well in all the success, I do. But at the same time, until I don't know what it will take for her to really understand that she's in her own way and she's going to be the demise of every relationship, because for some reason the men are just not available to her. And I don't know what it will take for her to really find that and I think a lot of this is because she's not available to herself. I think that that's realistically what this is.
Yeah. I also think just because the psychiatry in me bringing up her dad and stuff, when you see your dad cheat and you grow up as that little girl seeing your parents like as a good unit, then that ends. It changed. It took away some of her innocence in some way. So I think she definitely needs therapy. But just like James said, when she want to be found, she'll be found. So Trina is showing off her new relationship. I'm just going to read my note. Trina's showing off her new relationship. Honestly, she's dated so many men publicly. I do not care anymore, but she is doing a lot over someone she just met. I don't know if she's trying to get back at Raymond or hurt his feelings. You're suddenly ready to marry this man that you ain't been with for that long, but you was with Lil Wayne for many years. You was with Raymond for many years. You have dated a few people in the blogs and stuff over the years. Here's the thing, and I hate to sound like a bitch, but maybe it's because I'm always the married friend and prior to being married, the one in the relationship. And it gets annoying and it's like, I get that people are supposed to date and find love, right? I get that people like who they date, but it just gives me like Trina gives me that friend who has a new man every single year. And every single year, she is like extra in love with him. This guy hasn't been around that long. I just want to see her like be with somebody quietly and, then go from there. Is there anything you wanted to comment on Trina's
No,
relationship?
because I don't believe it. That's why I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, it was just weird. Her energy, it was very
It is
strange.
weird. I'm used to Trina talking 85 miles per hour and getting her crunk and angry and stuff, and she just laughing and giggling and stuff like that. I don't bit believe this or anything else. So until I see an actual marriage certificate, that's when I will trust it.
Listen, Trina got an engagement ring and bullshit. So at this point, I'm with James. I need a marriage certificate. I need to see this dude around for a little bit, and even then, I don't care. We're watching you, not them. So moving it along, we did see Florence Luce have her makeup launch at her beauty bar. She gives them all a bunch of little quirky names, things like that. And Marlon comes into the event and greets her with a kiss, which I thought was very strange. And then he walks over to Claudia. While he's with Claudia, he shows videos he says to Flo, we're back in the house and I'm so happy. We celebrated our son's birthday. Shows her a video of the family dancing together and Flo twerking on Marlon. I don't know who's twerking in front of their kids, small kids. I get if it's mom and dad and stuff, but I guess if that's what works for y'all, that's what works for y'all. But he shows the video of that. And then they go to another little scene. I'm gonna just tell everything that happens at once and then we'll comment from there because it just works better. So we did see Amara La Negra and Bobby Lights show up to the party, and they say they have showed up to collect and to deliver the karma that Gael and Flo deserve. And they are upset because, as we discussed before, Gael has ruined the events of Flo, Trina, Amara. I mean, probably almost everybody on this cast has Gael acted a fool at their event. So I don't quite understand why Amara and them. I'm not getting up and going out, wasting time, energy, and money to go nowhere just to serve nobody karma. But I guess my tired is different from these people because I don't know a single person who would do that. So they talk to Flo and confront her about the events. And Flo says she's not going to apologize on behalf of Gael to get to the bottom of things. And Flo also says that she's a rich bitch and that they are not accountable. Oh. Then she referred to Hot Topic as no topic. And she says that she's annoyed because Bobby and Amara came to her party and that haters should stay home instead of coming out to an event. So we'll say, why didn't you stay home if you came to the other event, Flo, just to pass out the mug shots? It did not make any sense. What did you think of their whole little Amara, Flo, and Bobby? I don't understand.
I don't either. I didn't know what I was looking at. When I was watching them, I was like, huh?
Amara in that green dress.
Yeah, looking like a damn can of Sprite. I was like, the hell? Y'all, I am so over this franchise. I need a new cast. Mona, if you still over this show, I need a new cast. This scene was
Trina
so
needs
pointless.
To go.
Yes.
Definitely Amara, I think, is done. Bobby Lights, I'm over to. Yeah, you're right. We need a new cast because I was like, I could get rid of them all.
Yeah, get rid of all of them. I don't want to see any of them. I don't want you to keep any of them. None of them are worth any of this because these storylines are ridiculous. These meetups are ridiculous. These events are ridiculous. None of this looks believable to me. So I don't know.
Listen, it was a mess. I mean, personally, they all accused each other of shit that they've all done. So I think that's what made it a mess even more. I also hate to see people, you bring your sister with you to events knowing people complain about her. And she impacts their events, and then you stick beside her and it impacts other people. But now you're mad when the same thing is happening to you. So I was like, girl, Flo, if you don't go deflate an implant or something and get up out of our face, please. It's driving me crazy. Anyhow, so then after that bullshit, we see more bullshit with Marlon. He comes up on the stage and gives a speech. And I was cracking up because my husband was like, that nigga's hairline looks like a Roblox or Lego. I was like, oh my God. And I looked at Marlon's hair. I sent the picture to James. I was like, so his hairline, like it comes all the way across, but he has his just lined up only right there. And I just don't understand it.
Girl, that's a can of paint liner that costs $45. Your barber spray it on your head, and then he chalk it out with some white lining, and that's what it is.
I was just dying. My husband said, oh, the nigga with the Roblox hairline. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Oh, so best. I'm not. Anywho, Marlon gives his speech, and the speech upsets Claudia. Basically, he gets on stage and gives a speech, shows a picture in front of all those people of Flo in the bed with a lingerie set that I'm familiar with. And for those who are like, well, how would she know they're having sex? If that was the open coochie lingerie, for those who don't know, there's some where they have an open coochie so the man can enjoy a meal, I'll say. And other things, we'll call it easy access, okay? Because I'm not trying to get flagged on YouTube, y'all. But based on what she was wearing, I was like, ain't nobody just laid up like that. And then I also said, it's Miami, it's hot as hell. I know they got AC in that house, and ain't nobody just in the house half naked laying under some cold ass AC, unless you're warm from intimate activities with your legal husband. Personally, I don't see a damn thing wrong with her sleeping with her husband, because that's her husband, regardless of their issues. I mean, that's what married people do, and she ain't filed for divorce. And the way that he came back in that house, the things that she wears in the house, all of those things, I'm not surprised that they would sleep together. What surprised me is that he exposed it in front of all of her friends and families and other people at her event. And then her mama, listen, it take a lot for me to say something about somebody's mama, but Flo's mama and this bitch is a fool. Something is really wrong with her. And she is the reason her children are fucked up. I'm just going to say that much. She decides to fix her lips to come on the microphone to say that they are sleeping together. I just don't buy it. Who's going to allow their mom to be? Why would you bring up sex with your husband in front of you? I know it's your husband, but like, James, go ahead and leave your opinion, because I don't really have much to say.
I don't have much to say either. I thought that shit was ridiculous. I really, honestly, I'm looking at these fools, starting with Marlon, next with Flo, and then it was like, so what was really the plan? The plan was to upset Claudia this much that y'all were willing to make complete asses of yourselves? It really was. Because what would y'all want to see? To me, I felt like they probably thought a fight was gonna happen, and it didn't. So
here's the thing: if it's a real thing, because I don't even buy any of it.
I don't either.
If it's real, Claudia did the right thing. I'm not about to go off and make a scene. I'm just gonna walk out. That's it. Bye. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna give you energy. I'm not gonna cuss at Marlon. If that's what it is, that's what it is. Flo is not innocent, though, and I do think that something Joy said was correct in earlier scenes. Flo likes to, throw shit at you and then hide her hand. That's definitely what she does. But I'm just tired of the storyline. It's a mess. If you sleeping with your husband, girl, sleep with your man. But don't do to someone else, if it is real, what he did to you, lying, leading them on, making them think that, they're the only one. It's messy. And let this be a lesson to anybody getting with somebody married. Until the paperwork is finalized, you mean nothing.
I mean, I need a judge to sign it. I need it signed, still deliver, and I need the clerk to file it in the folder. I'm not
Yes.
playing with y'all.
Yes. Not just the signature. I don't want to just see the paper signed. Okay, we want that shit filed.
And I need the seal and the seal stamp. Yeah, the seal stamp. I need to see the seal stamp too. I'm gonna take a picture of it just to prove. Yeah, I need the seal stamp of the judge. But they all have them. And I might need a picture of your gavel too, depending on
I'm done. Not the picture of the gavel. I'm so done. Listen, I'm not mad at it though. Absolutely, that's a dangerous thing. Just get divorced, because I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, if you want to get divorced, you will get divorced. Y'all know how many times I done left my husband, and guess whose house I'm in right now. So I'm just saying, wait for the paperwork to be finalized, because people who do get married, usually, even if they shouldn't have, got married for a reason. There's some type of connection, or they feel like they can't leave each other alone. So wait for the government to tell them they're left alone. Yeah. Moving it along. And yes, we're still in this party. But the next thing that happens at this party, after all the bullshit and drama with that, is Bernice from South Beach Toe. If you know, you know. I can't remember what network it used to come on, but it was
True TV.
Was it? It was True TV. That was popular back when me and James were younger. We went to True TV for everything, because we didn't have IG and shit like that. We had True TV.
We had the True TV had the Prank Friends, and they had that Wiener Circle show. Oh my god, that was probably one of my favorite shows on there as a kid. They were hilarious.
Side note, Wiener Schnitzels, chili cheese fries. I don't know what it is. I don't eat fast food like that, but I love Wiener Schnitzels, chili cheese fries. I do. I don't know why. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know why. Girl, I would have asked if he was pregnant, but we on this YouTube channel.
I am not pregnant. I hope I'm not pregnant. Shit, but that does sound
eating that shit. Hell, it wouldn't surprise me, because I'm like, no, that food is disgusting.
I am obsessed with Wiener Schnitzels, chili cheese fries, and Nations. Maybe I just like chili cheese fries.
No, Nations make sense. Nations make sense. I will eat almost everything out of Nations. I'm not eating Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh, you like Nations? Next time you're in California, I'm gonna take
Girl,
you.
when I say I was at Nations every day for breakfast and lunch,
I might have that shit for dinner tonight. I'm so serious.
Oh my god, yes, them pancakes.
For those who don't know, Nations is a spot. I believe it's only in California. I believe it is only in California.
It is only in California. It's only in California. It's a hamburger joint. That's what they're known for.
Coney Islands, and I know Detroit has a Coney dog place. So every state has a thing. For California, we got Nations, and that shit is sexual at the mouth. I love it. Now I want some Nations, but it's expensive because it's California.
Is it?
Now, because Nations does everything a la carte. You can't just get meals. So
you got to be kidding me. That's new. That's some new shit, because when I was there. Well, when was I there last?
It's been a la carte for a while, but now
it couldn't have been
pricey.
I came to California in 2022.
You did?
Yes, in 2022. It was not a la carte then. So that's why I say it has to be some new shit.
It's probably new, yeah. But that shit is good.
Yeah, we gotta do Nations, China Cook,
Round Table.
Yep. Yeah. There's one more place.
The taco trucks in the hood. We got to listen.
La Victoria's, and then I would say Arts, but they closed down. Motherfuckers.
That's okay. I'll make you some crab.
Oh, please do, because I'm gonna hold you to that.
He loves crab. Josiah loves crab. My husband loves seafood, so I'm always.
Yes, when I tell you, it's even got worse. When I moved to Arizona, I didn't have the access to it like I used to. So I crave it all the time now. Listen,
crab is amazing though. I used to hate crab, but I turned 25 and then start loving it. Anywho, sorry y'all. Bernice from South Beach Toe. How the hell we ended up on crab? I don't know. He is a friend of mine. We're not just doing this professionally, so we get lost sometimes, but we back. She comes in, and you know, Bernice used to go off on the people, throw them. She was the crazy tow truck lady. She comes and with a megaphone, Florence, you're 3 months behind on your rent, baby. I said, oh, damn. Now, you would think that that would be enough. People really started to exit. Because if I'm a guest at this party and I don't know, and you know, there's probably distant family just showing up to support. Let me get the hell out of here. It's the South. I don't want to not obey. You obey in the South because you might not even make it to the jail. God damn it. So you see people scattering out, looking concerned. She's taping the eviction notice on the door. I said, oh, hell. Now, Hot Topic found a better and cheaper way to get revenge. Y'all want to throw hella papers, waste the money you spend at the FedEx and UPS store? All right, bitch. She said, watch this. 3 papers, eviction notice, the fake little notice to vacate, and some other paper. People, even though she was like, everyone come back inside, they still left. And that is where the episode ended. All you heard is, that's Hot Topic's cousin. So I was weak when Amarda was like, I thought you were a rich bitch. You want a loan? I'm so serious. I said, oh, shit.
I miss Bernice on TV. She was hilarious.
She was on the wrong network, I think. For the show, it was cool, but I feel like she could have had her own show on another network, and it could have been something. But
what reality TV could we put her on? Because I would love to see her back on TV.
She could do like competition reality where they're competing and stuff. That might work. Can you imagine her hollering in someone's ear? She's like, come on, you got 5 minutes.
You remember when Monique did Charm School with the Flavor of Love ladies? She would have been perfect on that show. Because they had a little challenge where Light Deck tried to get over like a little steep little wall, and she fell.
I loved like that, the way she talked. I
couldn't stand her. Oh,
she was funny as hell to me. She was funny, Lord. But that's it, y'all, for my recap of Love and Hip Hop Miami. We have to talk about other stuff. The episode, they spread out all the stuff that happened, so it gave us an episode. But I didn't feel like it gave all that much. But we're gonna keep recapping it. It's funny as hell to talk about. So
ain't nothing else to talk about. So yeah.
That's all I got. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, everybody for watching the video. Shout out to Jen Bunny, I believe 1984. She had commented on, hey, live replay gang. I love my live replay gang. Welcome, welcome. I get a lot of views after we're not live anymore. I want y'all to feel welcome as well. I appreciate you for watching us. I appreciate you for liking the video, all that stuff. The link to James's channel is in the description of this video, as well as hashtags. But that's all for this segment. We're going to get into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta next. Thank you, James, for being here. Adios to the rest of you.
See